One of the easiest ways to keep a conversation going with somebody that you meet is to have 3 preset stories that you have practiced time and time again that you know are funny. Now, the easiest way to think about this is to think about the most stressful moments of your life. Often the most stressful moments, if you've overcome them, have become the best moments because obviously they've ended up in a story of triumph. And what you can do is you can practice telling these stories to your friends over and over again until your friends are in hysterics hearing the story. In doing so, you're gonna have 3 great pieces of conversation that if there is an awkward silence in the conversation, you can bring them up. I'm gonna share one with you right now to show you what I mean. As you can see, I am currently in a sling because of an injury that I sustained. How I got the injury is hysterically funny. And in fact, right now, whenever I match with a girl on online dating, I have a pre-written version of this story that I text people and it has them in hysterics. Here's what I say. Well, I bought this hot tub and I've always wanted a hot tub, so I was really excited to get it, and it was a freezing cold day. And like a genius, I had the idea to sit in my hot tub on a cold day because hot water on a cold day sounded great. So there I am sitting in my hot tub completely naked with a woman who's also completely naked, and there's a warning sign that we see that says don't sit in a hot tub for longer than 15 minutes. But surely I don't need to listen to such a warning sign. So we're hanging out for an hour and 15 minutes doing things that adults do being naked in a hot tub when she gets out to go and pee and I decide to do the same. So she's inside the house, I get up completely naked and I think, you know what? Why should I pee in the house when she's using the restroom when I could just pee off the edge of my deck? I've got this beautiful deck that the hot tub's sitting on, and I see my beautiful garden, and I'm like, I'm just gonna pee out into the sunset. After all, there's nobody to watch me. Now, it turns out that the reason you're told not to sit inside a hot tub for longer than 15 minutes is because when you get out of hot water into cold air, your blood pressure drops. And apparently it turns out that standing up and peeing also causes your blood pressure to drop. The combination of these 2 things caused my blood pressure to drop so much that I passed out and fell off the edge of my deck. I dropped 10 feet, landed on my shoulder, severing my shoulder from my body, and more importantly, I ended up laying in my own pee. So there I lay for a few seconds, completely unconscious, until the girl came around and was like, oh my God, wake up, wake up. And I said, quiet, bitch, I'm trying to sleep, thinking that I was napping in the middle of the forest. I eventually come to and get carted off to hospital completely naked, covered in mud and pee. And that is how I learned that you should always listen to warnings that say, never sit in a hot tub for longer than 15 minutes. I'd love to say that I've learned that lesson, but in fact, the lesson that I learned was that it's absolutely fine to go in the hot tub for longer than 15 minutes, as long as you sit down when you first get out for the next 10 minutes. So there you have it. That's how I damaged my shoulder. Now you know the story. And that story is one of my 3 very funny stories. So whenever I meet somebody, if the conversation gets awkward, I'm like, would you like to hear this story? They say yes, they end up in hysterics, and the conversation never dies.
Do you want to discover the 3 things that women are naturally drawn to and change the way you look at attraction? It comes down to a very simple formula: abundance, confidence, and escalation. In my free ACE formula, I share with you how you can use these 3 sections to become the kind of person that women want to pursue and are naturally attracted to. To get access to my ACE formula, all you have to do is click the link in the description of this video and enter your regular details. So stop struggling to get dates and start living the life that you have always wanted.